Hi everyone, this is Neetu Sugandh, and in this lesson we'll be learning how to gain other people's attention during communication and also how to give directions effectively. If you like my videos, you can follow me on this link, and don't forget to rate, review, recommend and share. Do you find it difficult to get people hooked onto your conversation? If yes, then I figured out some techniques that can help you gain and maintain attention in a polite way. So let's see what they are. Tip 1. Be fluent. People will lose interest in what you're saying very quickly unless you're fluent. So have an organized thought flow, avoid pausing and using too many fillers, and remember to think in English, something that I've been highlighting in many lessons. If you think in any other language, it'll be hard for you to find the right words instantly. Tip 2. Avoid eating up words. Absolutely. In the effort to be fluent, do not eat up important words. Stress on the important words and say the unimportant ones a little quickly, but do not eat them up. It gets very difficult to understand people who are in the habit of eating up words. Involve other people. Communication is not just about speaking. It's a two-way process. It's about engaging others in your conversation. If you notice people adding on to what you're saying and continuing the conversation, then you're making progress. You could ask questions to involve other people. Some of the questions could be, what do you think? What's your opinion? Have you experienced something similar? Do you feel the same way? Tip 4. Appreciate and get back to the topic. Now, the reason I've listed this is, in a particular situation, let's say you're speaking and someone interrupts and changes the topic. However, you still feel the need to speak more. Now, what do? In such a case, always let the other person complete, appreciate them, and then get back to the topic by saying, that's great information. What I was saying was, but when you do this, make sure that you're polite. So this way you'll be able to acknowledge the other person, and at the same time you will make them realize that you still want to speak more. So the intention is to make yourself more conversational and not make others feel silly. Tip 5. Involve yourself in other people's conversation. When you're in a group, you can't always do the talking. Listen to other people and add to the discussion whenever possible. Call out the other person's name. One of the best ways to gain someone's attention is by taking their name. Somehow people love when their name is being called out. It's human nature. So if you want to interact with someone, you just have to, say their name and say, what do you think? You could say, hey, Rahul, what do you think? So that way you will get Rahul's attention. Now, a little grammar check. In the excitement of talking, some people begin most of their sentences with the word so. Now, so is acceptable, but do not use it too much. Don't begin every sentence with so. It can get really repetitive. Okay, now that we've learned how to gain other people's attention, let's move to giving directions. Now, how do you give directions? I have noticed whenever I call up someone to get directions, they confuse me. I understand that the world has GPS today, but it's still necessary to give directions properly when someone asks you for them. So that's exactly what we're going to cover in this section. When you're giving directions, make sure you visualize the route. Imagine yourself driving from the other person's house to wherever he's picking you up from, and then form your instructions accordingly. Okay, so let's say a friend has to pick you up from your office. So in that case, close your eyes, imagine the route from wherever he's coming to your office. Then keep it short and simple. Don't give very lengthy instructions. Now, something like, you will see a restaurant on the main road. From there, take a left once you've driven for 2 kilometers on the main road. This is too lengthy. Instead, break it down and say, once you reach the main road, you'll see a restaurant. Take a left after 2 kilometers. So this is very, very crisp. The other person will be able to understand this better. Tip 3. Highlight important landmarks whenever you're giving directions. Tip 4. Highlight the side of the street. You must tell the listener as to which side your office is on. For example, you could say, my office is on the right. When you reach there, you will see my office is on the right. Warn the listener about confusing parts of the route. Because that way they will not miss a particular turn. So you could say things like, don't miss the service lane, be careful when you're on the road. So stuff like that helps the other person reach more quickly. And then confirm understanding. Obviously, now I have noticed when people are giving directions, they get so involved in giving those directions that they forget to check if the other person has even understood the directions. So, it's better to always ask the other person that, hey, do you have any questions or have you understood? Grammar check. One of the main reasons for giving bad directions is incorrect verb tenses. Now, I've noticed people make a lot of errors due to incorrect tense of the verb. So when giving directions, use the simple present and the simple future tense. That will be very helpful. Now, I've listed some examples. Take a right from the building. This is simple present. Drive for 2 kilometers, then take a left. So again, in simple present. Call me when you're about to reach. I'll take 5 minutes to come out of the office. So in that case, you're using simple present and simple future. So simple tenses will help you give better directions. Now the techniques that I've given you, we pretty much follow the same techniques for giving instructions. So I've taken an example here. Let's say you meet a new colleague and you have to teach them how to update a report in Microsoft Excel. Follow the guidelines that I've given you and you can say, open the tracker named XYZ, fill columns A, B and C in sheet 1, save the document when you do this as it's a heavy file, fill columns D, E and F in sheet 2, review both the sheets to see if there's any missing data, highlight the missing data sections, send the report to John Smith. Do you have any questions? So you see how clearly the person has listed instructions that he's mentioned the fact that it's a heavy file, so make sure you save it, and then whatever he's supposed to do, the other colleague, this person's clearly listed that. So it's a good idea. And then in the end, you always check if the other person has any questions. So these are crisp and good instructions. You can use them on a daily basis and even at your workplace. Even, for example, when you give cooking instructions to someone. So these techniques can help you do that. And on this note, like I said, use these techniques in day-to-day life as well as business communication and have fun. Till then, I'm going to make another lesson. You have fun and take care of yourself. Bye-bye.